Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Somewhere. Yes, I continue down the path, if you haven't seen the previous one, of where I've decided to watch movies under an hour and 40 minutes on the weeknights. So, and it goes to the bottom of my list. So this one is from actually 2010. What was that, 12 years ago? Okay. Stephen Dorff, Elle Fanning is in it. So I recognize right now, but I'm sure I'll recognize other people as the movie happens. But it's about like an actor who decides to retire to like a hotel or take some time off at a hotel, and his 11-year-old daughter comes to join him. So it's that kind of story. It sounds kind of good. 6.3 on IMDb, 44,000 people, 501 people have rated it so far because it's 12 years old. But you might be interested in it. I don't know. I'm going to do it. We'll see what happens. My wife says maybe I should do older films. Here you go. This is 12 years old. This is older than my second daughter. Not as old as my oldest daughter, but older than my middle daughter, my youngest daughter, and my son. So, anyway, who cares about that, right? Let me get into it, find out what it's about, give you a better idea, see if there's anybody else interesting in it, and let you know what I think. Stick around. I'll be back. Hey everybody, I want to do a quick check-in here. We're watching Somewhere. We're at the 48-minute, 59-second mark. Almost 49 minutes. It's an hour and 37-minute film, 38-minute film, whatever. I can tell you, if you made it this far through the film, bravo. Because I felt it's extremely boring and slow so far. I actually fell asleep. I had to rewind a couple times. Now I'm also tired, so. But anyway, Stephen Dorff plays an actor. Young Hollywood actor. It seems like, you know, up and coming, maybe really good. I don't know. He's got a movie. He can pay for the, I don't know what they call it, the Chateau Marat or whatever. I've seen it in Entourage. I guess a lot of actors go there and live, and he lives there. And he lives the life of a young hot actor where women throw themselves at him. He's got friends. He's got parties. He's just living the high life, if you will, doing some press releases, you know, all that kind of stuff. He also has a daughter who's around, I guess, 12 or 13, I guess. Elle Fanning plays his daughter. So she comes for one point for just a visit. He takes her ice skating. That's the end of that. He goes back to partying and being whoever he is. And now she has just come again. And he didn't expect her to come. No problem there. But the mother just called and said she's going to leave. And she's going to leave the kid with him. She has to go to camp soon, so she has to take him to camp. But other than that, she's kind of like, the mother's just escaping, just taking off. So maybe it'll get a little bit better. But up until this point, it's been kind of slow and boring. A lot of, you know, just sitting and watching smoke. You know, just, you're seeing that. You know, just sitting and watching them think. There's a time where they do a makeup, which was really cool at the end. They put all this stuff on his head, and then they make him an old man, you know, with like a mask. At the end, it was cool. But I mean, it felt like 10 minutes of him sitting there with this stuff on it, and the camera slowly comes in. Like, dude, I get it. He's got stuff on his head. Let's get to see what this is, you know. So it's got that kind of dryness to it. So we'll see where it goes from here, but so far I'm proud I didn't turn it off, and there was thoughts in my mind, but we'll see. Let me get back to it, see what happens, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Somewhere, and I'll start off by saying, just not for me. Sofia Coppola did this, and maybe that's how it ended up on my list. I don't know. A lot of these movies just show up. I mean, I put them there, but somehow I hear about them, I put them on my list, and they stay there until I watch them. And that's kind of why I'm going through backwards on my list to try and, you know, see some of these things that for some reason were on my list and I wanted to watch them. And this one just wasn't for me. Now, no, I mean, like it's dry, boring. There's even more shots of, oh, and Chris Pointis is in it. That's one thing I forgot to mention. So he's from Jackass. Like, he's his half roommate, half friend kind of thing. He's got a couple of shots in there. I didn't even know he was an actor outside of Jackass, so that was pretty neat. When I saw his name in the opening credits, I was like, that's the guy. That's a name, I thought, from the Jackass series. And then they showed him, and it's really him. So that was interesting. Other than that, I don't know. I mean, I get the point of the entire movie. Spoiler alert, it's not that big of a deal. But that he, you know, he's an actor who's got the world at his feet, right? From women to money to cars, drinking, whatever. And finds himself lonely, very alone. Then he gets his daughter come spend some time with him, and he fills that void for a period of time, and then she goes away. The end. I mean, really, at first I was thinking to myself, this is a good movie because you have this guy, again, young guy with everything going for him, and bachelor, if you will, and he decides to kind of remove himself from that party life, that bachelor life, to take care of his daughter. And I was like, that's a great story. Good enough. You know, but still, boring way to tell it. But I thought that's nice to see that. Now, you know, laying it out, he's a party guy, but I mean, like, they don't show him out of control. You know, maybe he had a couple of drinks, sleeps in late kind of thing, but not like into drugs or anything, you know, real heavy. But still, he throws that, puts it to the side to take care of his daughter. You know, that was good. And, but really it's about him, you know, being lonely. And they kind of, and I get the point now, like when there's these long shots of him sitting on a ledge just smoking, he's alone, right? And that's the point they're trying to make. And, you know, I found it boring, but I guess that's, you know, sometimes he's floating in a pool and you just see his feet for like, feels like forever. Or the car's driving, and we just see the back of the car driving. Benicio del Toro has a cameo in this, so that was neat. But I don't know. I'm surprised it's a 6.5, but I guess there's more behind it than I'm seeing. And it's funny, I'm seeing the music go. I only remember one moment when music was playing, and him and his daughter were sitting by the pool, and he says something to her. I don't know. And then they just show them there, and it's like forever, and it's a zoom out. Like it's full of that. And maybe, I don't know, that's your cup of tea. Just not mine, at least not tonight, as this rolls up. And I'm actually seeing the credits for this time. I will say some other things. They had like Guitar Hero in it, Wii, tennis, you know what I mean? So looking back at it, it's funny because it was 2009, 2010, and it's hard to believe, like, that's 12 years ago. It feels like that was like a year ago. But like to see that aspect of it, the cars, you know, they show a lot of cars driving by. He drives a Ferrari, and they show all the other cars around. So that was fun. Even the motion picture has been rated R. Right there was like nostalgic. It wasn't your everyday thing. So that was fun. The Chateau Marmont is what it says. So I don't know. She was 11 years old. That's the only other thing I have to tell you. So for me, I like the message, the moral behind the story. I just didn't like the way it was told. And, you know, to each its own. I don't want to give it a 4, but I'm close. I like Stephen Dorff. I thought Elle did good too. She's younger, obviously, in this. And I thought he did good in his role. And that's really the only people you can judge in this film for acting. So you know, for him, I'll give it a 5. If otherwise, it was that dull to me. It was almost a 4. So there you go. That's all I got. Hopefully, I didn't. You're probably writing comments right now. You're dull. You know, I get it. I'm sorry. I apologize. But hopefully I helped you out. If you didn't see it yet, maybe you'll reconsider watching it. or maybe I enticed you to watch it, or you've seen it already and you think I'm an idiot. Either way, at least we shared this moment. Alright, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.